Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm your 22-year-old cash stuffer. It has been more than a year since I have made a video, so let me take you on what I've been doing, what's my circumstance, and what's my goals for the future. Let's go! So, I've moved out of home. That is the main reason why that I haven't cash stuffed in more than a year. There's just been so many different challenges moving out of home, but you guys know that it was something that I've been saving up for, and I finally did it around July last year, and I'm currently paying $600 a month for one room and one bathroom. But I live in the suburban area close to my university, and I live with a bunch of other roommates. We live in a townhouse. So thankfully I have my own space, even though it's not that much space, but it is my own private space. So that's amazing. And the second update for you guys is that I have a full-time job now. I'm graduating in a few weeks. And I got this full-time job through my internship actually, which I did around December last year, went through to like January, and it was a really nice internship, and I love the company so much. And I went back to school, just did my thing, and then they called me back 4 months later and was like, hey, do you want to work with us full-time? And I was like, hell yeah, of course I would. So now I'm currently working with the internship company that I was working at, which, thank God I haven't even graduated and I already have a full-time job, which is insanity. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the circumstance that I am in. So today my goal is to go through with you guys my current binder. So I still have my purple and my white binder. I'll just take you guys through the new savings challenges and new things that I've implemented, because I've realized how much of a difference it is to have an actual stable job and how that can affect your life pretty much. And let's start with the purple binder with health insurance. So this is a new envelope that I have. It's very cute and very sleek, but as you guys know, health insurance is quite pricey, and I was under my family's plan previously. So I've made this challenge as I have turned 22 and I'm no longer on my family's health plan. They have to pay extra, so I decided to get my own individual one. And then this envelope is obviously, if you guys remember, my weekly what would I call it, my weekly expenses. Yeah, I think I used to budget around 100-ish for like eating out, groceries, whatever, but that was back when I was living at home and my parents were paying for everything. So now I probably have to up it a little to like 150 or something, but I do share groceries and other things with my roommates, so it's also like depends. It's quite flexible and agile, but yeah. Next we have investments. So this is one of my big goals, which is why I put it right at the front of my envelopes. I have decided now that since I've moved out and I don't believe that I will buy a house anytime soon, or at least in the next few years, I've decided to put most of my money from savings, instead of saving for a house, into saving for investments in the stock market. And that's just because I'm very young. I'm 22 and I know that compound interest will work for me now, so it's better that I put money in my investments instead. So I think I've been putting around $100-ish in here every week, which is a lot of money, and I hope that my investments grow and grow. Next we have vehicle maintenance. As I said, I don't have my parents' car anymore. I'm currently sharing a car with my partner, but it's a very janky old car with a lot of issues. So I've decided to be very safe in terms of car payments for the car. So I have an savings challenge or an envelope for vehicle maintenance, one for car rego, and also one for car insurance. and these 3 things are for the car and the car, obviously. Just splitting it up like this makes it a lot easier to see how much I actually have to save for. Oh, and also I did make these new trackers, and they were inspired by Carol Cash. If you've seen her trackers, they look quite similar, but just with my branding and all that. I really liked her style, so yeah. So yeah, I'm saving up for a lot of these. Obviously, I pay 50-50 with my partner on car, but yeah, thank God that he has a car that I can use on my day-to-day, even though I usually use public transport to go to work, because my work is in the city. Which, speaking of which, guys, the public transport here is so expensive. Like, I pay $10 every single day to go back and forth from public transport. Obviously, now that I'm on an adult Mikey as well, Mikey is the transport card that we use in Victoria. Previously I was using the concession as I was a student, but now I have adult fares and I go to work like almost every day, so I literally spend around $40 a week just on Mikey. I also thankfully get to work from home sometimes, so I work from home like 2 to 3 days a week, depending on, you know, the needs of the business and depending on what I have to do that week. So yeah, it's a bit better than when I started because I had to go in every single day, but yeah, it's still quite a lot of money for the Mikey. So you'll see later that I have a challenge for public transport. But the next one I have is physical therapy, and this is currently I go to the osteo, all because I've had back issues for a long time. I think literally since I was 15, and it's due to a lot of things like posture, spinal issues, whatever. But I never got to take care of it because I just didn't have the money to, and my parents don't believe in getting physical therapy. They think, you know, you should just stretch and go to the gym and all that and it'll get fixed. But because my back issue has been so severe for so long, I've actually lived with like chronic pain for a lot of my life, in a way that kind of interferes with my daily life. I don't feel it as much because I'm used to it now, but yeah, some days, you know, I can't sleep because my back's too painful and all that. So I've decided finally that I have a full-time job and I'm stable and I can save money to invest in my health and well-being, and that includes getting osteo sessions. So yep, that is what this is for. I've started going and I'm using the Medicare plan, which gives you 5 almost free bulk billed sessions. But I think next week will be my 5th one. So after next week, I'm gonna have to be paying out of pocket using this money. But I already have $200, so that's great. Next, I have my movement savings challenge. Another thing that I've decided to pick up is, firstly, I have a gym membership. Now, it's quite a cheap gym membership because I think it's like kind of like a bulk fast fashion style, if that makes sense. Fast food, fast fashion style type of gym. It does get a little crowded, but I think most of the people that go there are mostly like students that don't have much money, which at that time includes me. Now it doesn't, but I'm still on the gym there just because I don't really go to the gym that often, but of course I want to, so it's a good starting point to get myself more and more likely to go to the gym. In addition to that, I also started taking dance lessons. I think it's been also like around 4 to 5 sessions now. I just take beginner street jazz, and that's because dancing is a really good way to move. Since I have a desk job now, I need more ways to move, and sometimes gym, you know, gets a little boring and a little task-based, whereas dancing is something you can enjoy and have fun with. And now that I have my big girl job, I can afford to do that, which, you know, thank the Lord for my circumstance. But yeah, for movement, I have to save around $640 in 6 months, which I am saving towards, which is great. Next, I have gifts. You guys know I don't really have to say much, but yeah, I'm gonna be using gifts a lot the next few months with birthdays, Christmas, and all that coming around. And then next we have the holiday savings challenge. You guys already know about it. Where do I want to go? Like everywhere. I think next year the goal is to go to Japan and Korea, but not sure yet. We might go to Vietnam or whatever. Depends. It will be with my partner or my friends. And then this is my house deposit. It just has the same amount as it used to have, $34,000. Not much to say. I'm just gonna keep all of this money in my high yield savings account. So it's gonna be, you know, making interest for me, but it's also probably gonna act as an emergency fund if anything does happen. But yeah, all of the money that I want to put into savings, quote unquote, will now be towards investments, as I said. So that is the end of my purple binder. Let me get my white binder. So firstly, new car. As I said, my partner's car is really janky and old. I think it's like 2007, 2009. So we need to start saving up for a new car pronto, because literally it could die in the next few months and then we'd be screwed. So this is very important. One of my main goals, new car. And I already have 1,450 in it, which is great. My goal is 10K by like mid next year if I can. But yeah, that's just like a big dream type of goal. Next, we have school fees. This is my third other big goal. And that's because now that I've graduated, girl, you know that the money you pay for your school fees is a lot. I currently have 1,745, but my goal is 5,000 every year to put into my school fees, and my school fees currently right now is around 56K, which is, I know, insane, crazy. It's also due to interest. Not interest, but the way that they index the hex depth and all that. But I'm pretty sure that they're gonna reduce the hex depth now by like 20%. That's like a new rule or amendment that they have. I'm not too sure, but I definitely should check my balance, my new balance. But yeah, at least $5,000 every year in order to reduce my school fees as soon as possible and minimize the index on my money. Next is emergency fund, of course, very important. And I currently have 3,800. I'm so rusty. Apologies. My goal is 5K by end of year. I don't really have much like expenses currently. I still have pretty low living expenses despite moving out of home because, you know, I decided to move out with roommates rather than move out by myself. So a lot of the bills and whatever is split across all of us. So thank God for that. But yeah, emergency fund, just in case anything happens, always important to have. Next, I have 3 savings challenges that is categorized, I would say, as like month ahead, and that would be Dr. and Do's, groceries, and eating out. So this one, I've been going to the GP a lot for a lot of different reasons, like my back, for blood work, for testing and all that. So I've decided to make a Dr. and Do's savings challenge. It would technically just be like a health challenge, but I just named it this so it's a little bit nicer and easier to save for. So that will help me a lot, because every time we go doctor, it's like already $30-50, which is great. But yeah, I still have $790 in here from my previous health fund, and I have all my wisdom teeth out. All 4 of my wisdom teeth are out. So I hope that I don't have to do any more dental work anytime soon, because that's been where all of my money has mostly gone in terms of health. I want to save up just in case anything crazy happens. So yep, that's health. Next, groceries and eating out. I think it's pretty standard and you guys know what would save for, but a lot for groceries. And for eating out, you know, when you hang out with friends or whatever, I try to stick to eating out only when I'm hanging out, like social situations, and everything else I try as much as I can to cook at home, because it's just so pricey to eat out every day. But yeah, saving up for that just in case I want to do such a thing. Also for groceries, like my household has a Costco card because there's so many of us, but usually I'm the one that pays upfront for all the groceries because I'm one of the only people in the house to have like a full-time job. So you can imagine the upfront costs I have to pay if, you know, let's say I get paid monthly, so let's say it's on the 4th week of the month and I don't have any more savings and no cash flow. It's a little tough, so I've decided that's what I'm gonna save up for my groceries. Oh, and transport costs. This is the other one that I was talking about earlier. I literally spend so much money on the Mikey. If not the Mikey, the fuel for the car. If not the fuel, the parking for the car. Like, bro, it's so expensive. So, transport costs. It is much needed. Next is our old savings challenge. 2K for technology. I literally haven't been putting much into it, but also I haven't needed to take out the money for anything. I have quite a recent phone, quite a recent laptop, and my company gives me a laptop to use, so I don't really need it for anything else. I have a gaming console set on my table, but that was paid before, or kind of like while I halted my cash stuffing, so yep, I didn't pull money out of tech, but saving up just in case I want to buy something. Like if I move out next year, I might move to a place with less people because, you know, there's a lot of us here. I want to buy a lot of different tech things, like say maybe I need a fridge, or maybe I need not need a coffee machine or any of those tech things. That's, I think, where this money will go more towards. Next is seasonal festivities. I think you guys have seen this before, and we're actually very close to reaching $500, which is great because Christmas is around the corner, and seasonal festivities is just for any activities that we have during the season. So currently it's spring now, which means any like flower festivals that I want to go to or whatever else in spring, and then Christmas and whatever. So that's great. Once this is done, I'll probably do the savings challenge again. And then we have this $1,000 savings challenge by Caro Cash, and I'm actually using this to fund my furniture when I do decide to move out again. I probably need to start like thinking about it because it might happen pretty soon because my lease ends in February. But yeah, that's like a whole other ballpark. But I want to save up for any furniture that I want, maybe a sofa or whatever the heck. That goes towards this. And then we have self-care, which is just anything to do with like my nails or whatever I want to do for myself. And since I am graduating in a few weeks, I'm gonna get my nails done, I think next week. Even though they're still pretty good now, but I will get my nails done ready and fresh for next week. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a little pricey, so need to save up for that. And that concludes all of my savings challenges on the white binder. Yay! I'm still figuring things out, and a lot of things might change, but I'm really excited to get back and be consistently doing savings challenges and getting ready for my future rather than, you know, just putting the money aside and hoping for the best. I feel better and I feel my best when I do take the time to really intentionally put my money into these buckets. So I hope that you guys will continue on this journey with me, and I really thank you for viewing this video. I am possibly thinking of putting up all of my savings challenge into like an Etsy or something like that if you guys want to use them, but that will be like another video another time. I still have to put some thoughts into it, but let me know if you guys do want my savings challenges, or if you have any questions about my circumstance and how I managed to get where I am. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!